bringing to you a message of life and hope with Emmanuel Gabriel. Be inspired.
And when Pharaoh drew near, the children of Israel lifted their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them. So they were very afraid, and the children of Israel cried out to the Lord. Then they said to Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt, have you taken us away to die in the wilderness? Why have you so dealt with us, to bring us up out of Egypt? Is this not the word that we told you in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. You cannot reach to the grace for your positive future and destiny if you get stuck in your negative past. It is easy for us to consider our past when we don't understand the present. It is easy for us to make reference to the past when we can't see what God has placed before us. But the truth about it is that God has a better place for you, and it's before you. Your destiny is not behind, your destiny is before you. Until you begin to see what God is doing before you, you will keep consulting what you have left behind. Of course, there are going to be challenges. God did not promise us that we're going to glide easily. He didn't promise that we're going to pass through the track road straight away without issues, without challenges. But He promised us that He's going to be with us through it all. God is within those challenges. God is watching carefully to see, what are you going to uphold? Is it a challenge or His principles? Is it a challenge or your faith? The children of Israel were faced with grievous challenges, and they began to prefer their past. They began to prefer Egypt than where they were going to. They never knew that God led them through the way of the wilderness so that He will build them, He will strengthen them, He will equip them for the promised land. God was building a system in the children of Israel so that when they get to the promised land, they'll be able to contain the promise. So God didn't just promise us of the things He wants us to receive, but He has given us the systems of His principles that we must follow. Be focused. When the Egyptians were approaching the children of Israel while they were encamped around the Red Sea, when they looked back, they saw the Egyptians coming, they began to cry. And Moses spoke to them. He said, stand and see the salvation of the Lord. God only spoke a word to Moses. He said, tell these people to move forward. And they were confused. Move forward to where? Move forward into the Red Sea, or move forward into danger? But the truth is, when God says move forward, He already has in place the way. See the way through the Red Sea, because the Red Sea has a door, and it takes what you carry on the inside to open the door. You have something on your inside. God cannot just bring you out of bondage without the requisite capacity to conquer whatsoever challenge you pass through. Your destiny is before you. The promise is before you. The land is before you. Yes, the land flows with milk and honey, but until you begin to see, you cannot actually become. Don't be taken aback by challenges. Don't be disfocused. Don't be distracted. The past cannot be greater than the future. You can never have a better yesterday. Keep looking. It may seem so unclear right now, but keep looking. Stay in that process. Stay in that experience. Stay in that relationship. Especially if it's in line with God's purpose for your life. Stay in it. It may not make sense to you, but eventually it will make meaning. Therefore, it is important that we understand that God is building us up for what He has given unto us. He is building us up for the future, for the dream He has put inside of us. And you're not going to give up right now because of little challenges, because of light afflictions. There is a weight of glory before you, but you have to stay on track. You have to stay with God. You have to keep on moving. Don't give up. Don't give up. The children of Israel went through several experiences in Egypt. that the mental influence, the negative mental influence that they brought out of Egypt stopped them even from getting to the promised land for 40 years. They were going through the wilderness for 40 years, going through the mountains for 40 years, until God spoke. They were going through that experience for 40 years. There was no way forward because the mentality they brought from Egypt was with them. And God said, tell the children of Israel to break camp and advance. Like I'm telling you this morning, break camp and advance. Break camp and advance. Your result is in your advancement. It is not in your stagnation. Do not allow yourself to get stuck in any form. Believe in yourself. Believe in what God has put inside of you. Move forward. As you move, things will begin to unfold. As you move, things will begin to unfold. Until they advance close to the sea wouldn't have opened. When God gives instructions, instructions serve as a key to unlock secrets, a key to unlock doors. Tell the children of Israel to move forward. While they began to move, then God asked Moses, what is it in your hands? Use it. That's the key. And they opened the Red Sea. They began to walk on dry land. God will never leave you nor forsake you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. The woman with the issue of blood was stuck for 12 years. She has spent all that she had. I cannot even imagine the process. I cannot even imagine the depression. I cannot imagine the pains. All that she had, she has spent it, but yet nothing happened. But when she heard about Jesus, and she told herself, if only I could touch the hem of his garment, then I will be whole. There is nothing like the power of making up your mind to do something. When you make up your mind, everything will work in your favor. She said, if only I can touch the hem. And she pressed through the crowd. You see, when you take decisions to do certain things in life, especially positive things in life, then obstacles will begin to emerge from different quarters, different areas, through your families, through your friends, through the church, through your office. Everywhere they begin to emerge just to stop you from doing that positive thing you have decided. But she pressed through the crowd. So make up your mind today. Tell yourself, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to enroll for that school again. I'm going to start all over again. I'm going to start that business again. I'm going to start that relationship again. Yes, it didn't work before, but doesn't mean that it wouldn't work. I'm going to do it again. Be focused. Stay on track. Be vigilant. Be watchful and be prayerful. The devil will not tell you about the things he's doing. Your life is categorized into seasons. Every season of your life that you are introduced to carries new challenges. Don't approach the new season of your life with the previous strategies. Be progressive in your strategies. Be progressive in your divine approach. Imbue yourself with these strategies. Imbue yourself with this capacity so that you will be able to stand the wiles of the enemy when it comes. Be prepared at all times. Be prepared at all times. As you move, understand that God is with you. And when God is with you, nothing can be against you. So stand up, dust yourself, and engage the process again. It is going to work. It is going to work. I can assure you, it is going to work. Give yourself to it. Give yourself wholly to it. Then your profiting can be seen by all. Study to show yourself approved, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the words of truth. Equip yourself with scriptures. Equip yourself with divine capacities. Equip yourself with all the things you need to become who God says you are. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Engage it again and it will work. Engage your life again. Don't sit back there. The Lord has gone before you. He's behind you and is with you. I can assure you, you are